snake. Ask Mad Dog DeCurso if it's real or fake.
Welcome to the KocoSports Slow Burn. I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Koco from DAVEKOCO.com, and I am joined by the King of Australia, the leader of the Pigeon Pack Wrestling, Yuri the Black.
Premier Pro Wrestling Sunshine, get it right.
What's up?
How you going, Dave?
Not bad, not bad. Once again, let's thank the band, as always. They're so great, so appreciate it.
Thank you so much to Shana Na for letting us use wrestling tonight, which can be found on Grunt, the wrestling movie. Screaming Scott Simon, love you, brother. Thank you again, man. We appreciate it.
We definitely have to review that movie. That's got to be one of the podcasts. One of the podcasts is we just have to review the movie. I've never seen The Grunt, so...
At Grunt Wrestling movie, hands down. Like I said to you last time, it's one of those movies, it's so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
And I've watched it heaps. I love it. It's so good.
Well, we'll have to do a review of it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So today's topic, we're talking factions. We're talking Pigeon Pack, Internet Infantry, LIJ, Loser in Japan, factions.
Action, stables, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Let's give our overall thoughts. Factions and stables are awesome. They're kind of like titles. If you pass them around and have too many members, they lose value. And if you have too many, they lose value. So I have always been a fan of stables and factions and all that. And I remember in the Marine Corps, we used to call our machine gun team, and we used to call our unit the Four Horsemen. And then we had a little firing team called the Four Horsemen. And the other firing team was called the NWO. And we would go around.
That's the best.
Yeah, we would go around tackling each other and spray painting. So we would spray paint 4H on them, and they had to spray paint NWO. And here's the thing. On WCW, they had fake spray paint. In the Marine Corps, we didn't realize that was fake spray paint. Do you know how hard it is to get spray paint off you? It is not easy. It is not easy. And do you know how? Because the first time it's funny. You're like, ha 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 ha, you sprayed NWO on my tummy. And then when you're in a shower for 6 goddamn hours, you're like, no. And then you start panicking. Oh, man, the Marine Corps is fun, you know? It's all about spray painting each other.
Almost like you have to scour it off your skin, right?
Exactly. You have to use paint thinner. You have to do it like right away, because the longer you wait, the more you're screwed. Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so overall, factions can be absolutely fantastic. You know, New Japan in their prime has mastered them. Sometimes they forget about them, but it does make it interesting.
Recent times, I think, with New Japan, that they've kind of, for like the last maybe 5 to 10 years, I reckon, they've just kind of gone a bit overkill with all the factions and all the stables that are sort of going, like coming and going, and that have been around. And then like you've had, like, I think Bullet Club's a good example. Like, I'm not going to turn around and knock Bullet Club. The concept of it's cool. I don't like the fact that they're trying to rip off like the NWO with the Too Sweet, which the NWO in their own right were kind of the pioneers for that era. But obviously before that, you had like your Four Horsemen and your Four Horsemen.
But do you know the NWO, like, you know the funny thing about Bullet Club is, though, it's a Japanese company stealing an American company that stole the idea from a Japanese company. Yeah, NWO is completely stolen from Japan. Yeah, Eric Bischoff has admitted it a million times. He's like, yeah, the storyline is literally beat for beat what happened in Japan.
Like, I'm a massive NWO guy, like original NWO, and I will always say I'm NWO black and white for life, because it's what I knew. And then after a while, yeah, I think I kind of briefly jumped on the Wolfpack bandwagon, but then I'm like, no, I'm loyal to the black and white, because all these other idiots, because once they fucking kind of overloaded with like fucking everyone and all the heroes from WCW, with the exception of like Diamond Dallas Page.
I am pretty
right?
sure every member, being a little sarcastic here. I hate. Know what I hate about the internet? Sarcasm has completely fucking died. Like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have to be like I'm being sarcastic because like I wouldn't be corrected. Like I don't know, maybe it's I've been on Twitch too long, maybe it's this generation, but 10 years ago, I'd say every single person was an NWO except Sting. The average person would be like, "Oh, that's sarcasm." Ha 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 ha. But nowadays, like, actually, do you fucking know fucking Sweet Pete Pie Jr. wasn't in the NWO? It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait.
Like, has sarcasm died? Like, the worst part is, too, like, especially, I don't mean to cut you off, just, I have to deal with this every day as a daily streamer. Let me get this off my chest. When you tell people you're being sarcastic, say it, and they still correct you. And then you're just oh, yeah, I know. Like, oh, everyone in WCW is an NWO except Sting. Actually, I fucking know. I fucking know.
It's just, like, the thing that I, like, it's just, like, probably, it's like, what is it? One of the most, I'm not going to turn around and say necessarily worthless because Scott Hall actually saw value in this one particular guy. But the most fucking random NWO member out of that entire faction was the Disco Inferno. Like when he joined the Wolfpack and all that sort of stuff.
Disco Inferno was pretty bad. But also Virgil. Me and David Tease, we grew up together. He's an internet reporter, a wrestling journalist. We grew up together. We figured out there's always that member, it's one too many. The Bullet Club, Jeff Jarrett. When Jeff Jarrett joined the Bullet Club, it was fucking, it's over. I think for NWO, it was Virgil. When Virgil's like, I'm in NWO, I'm like, okay, the party's over, boys. The faction's dead. There's always one too many.
But it's like, but when they kind of started doing the whole slowly disbanding and kicking out members, it made zero sense to kick out like Kurt Hennig. Because he was like, in a way, if you think about it, he was the model member. He fucking found his way in after being given Arn Anderson's spot in the Four Horsemen and done the whole Ric Flair's about to climb out the cage and he's just looking at him and he just slammed the cage on his head. Ric Flair's busted open like a stuck pit. The ultimate dog act after joining the Four Horsemen. No, I'm an NWO guy. Just to basically have it's like, oh yeah, we're kicking Kurt out. And he's like, nah, Kurt's one of us, man. I was like, oh shit, alright, let's just kick this shit out of him. And I was kind of like, you fucking what?
Yeah.
And it's like,
NWO like started off awesome and just got completely out of control.
Oh yeah. And it's like, I enjoyed the NWO Japan, right? I thought that was kind of cool when they kind of start bringing in like, what was it, Muta, Chono, and Tenzan. The one thing that stood out about Masahiro Chono joining the NWO, he wore, obviously, his standard trench coat. He fucking come out with Sonny Ono. Sonny Ono was flaunting his New Japan Pro Wrestling Dragon t-shirt, which was awesome. Oh, yeah, New Japan #1, Masahiro Chono #1, all that sort of shit. And then it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, what was it? All of a sudden, he just rips off his thing. He's got the NWO thing, like, kicks the shit out of fucking Sonny Ono, and then proceeds to kick, like, then what was it? It, like, fucking sold out. Proceeds to kick the living fuck out of Chris Jericho, having him hang upside down and just laying the boots. And I thought, that shit was friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
and also when they betrayed each other and was a good turn. Yeah. I'm right now. You sent me this link. I'm just gonna go down. Let's go. This is Bleacher Report, top 10 stables of all time, and I'm just gonna scroll down. For some reason, there's a picture of the Main Event Mafia, but they're not numbered. The Main Event Mafia sucks. It literally was old WWE guys are better than the whole fucking company. And then they're like, when people are like, this is stupid because you're proving that WWE is better than the other company, like, well, add Samoa Joe. It's like, what? What the fuck is Samoa Joe doing here? I don't know. -10 for Main Event Mafia.
You know who I actually give a lot of credit, though? Booker T. I actually quite like Booker T, and I actually thought he was actually quite good. If you think about it, really. Like, work, if you think about it, between him and out of that entire group, right? Around that era of TNA.
Let's just read the people that they have here. They got Scott Steiner, Booker T, Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, Sting. None of these men were in their prime. Closest is Kurt Angle and Booker T. Scott Steiner was just old man powerhouse. Kevin Nash is tall. Sting sells T-shirts. And then they had Samoa Joe, which basically is like, we want to be in feuds, but we don't want to take the pin.
Yeah.
I think.
And then they couldn't, oh, sorry, man. And they couldn't fucking make up their mind whether or not it was a fucking Legends title or a television title or whatever they named it. It had about 3 different names or something as well. That title that Booker T had.
Yeah.
That red
ridiculous. One. The Legend title made sense. And then, like, I don't know. Next, I'm just going down. Do you have anything else to say, Man Event Mafia? Because I think it was a disaster. Definitely a disaster for the company.
All of the guys in that faction, at least in their prime when they were at the other companies, were all good at one point in time. I'm not going to turn around and shit on thing. As obviously, Kevin Nash even admits, he goes, look, I pretty much do my best 5 to 7 moves. But the thing is that he sold tickets.
Not at Main Event Mafia.
No, not in Main Event Mafia. No, I'm saying.
I'm not. Listen. I want to be clear. I'm not knocking these fucking legends. I'm saying these bag of legends at this moment, at this time, was shit. It was pure shit. You had Kurt Angle, Booker T, who were like older WWE guys, and then you had legends that shouldn't have been there. I'm not saying Sting was horrible his whole career. I'm not saying Kevin Nash was horrible his whole career.
Yeah.
I'm not saying individually they're not fucking horrible. As a collective, they are a bag of shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say you sit down to a 5-course meal. You have the Scott Steiner steak, the Booker T chicken. You got the Kurt Angle onion rings. I don't know. You got the Kevin Nash smoothie and the Sting scorpion fucking. Who was going to eat scorpions? I don't fucking know. Sting's fucking spaghetti. You got Sting spaghetti. You fucking eat it. And when you're eating it, that's their WWE primes. Their WCW primes. But at the end, you're going to have to shit. You know? And that's the Main Event Mafia, okay? So when you're eating these delicious 5-star fucking meals, they're the best. But Main Event Mafia is what happens after you eat the 5-star meal.
Like, on a side note, I will give Booker T, I enjoy Booker T when he does that round table bullshit before the WWE events when he talks about stuff with the people.
Yeah, he's really good at that. Booker T's a legend, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. This was garbage.
I used to love Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat was fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were. 2
big black guys that used to fucking just dominate the tag division. It was good, and they were agile as fuck for 2 big guys.
Yeah.
Like
I said, I feel like you think I'm attacking him through the whole career. No, I'm not. Kurt Angle is one of my favorite pro wrestlers of all time. Top 3 pro wrestlers of all time. Top 5 pro wrestlers of all time. Kurt Angle is one of the greatest human beings ever. And Main Event Mafia, he was a bag of fucking donkey dicks.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Main Event Mafia, we're talking factions. Absolute garbage. -10 out of 10.
-10 out of 10. On just a quick side note, but it's like I will give Booker T credit because he runs his own independent wrestling promotion out of Texas called Reality of Wrestling. I fucking love watching that show, man. He actually produced some decent workers.
Once again, I love Booker T. He's a great fucking person. He's one of the greatest human beings on planet Earth. One of the greatest wrestlers of all. He was not in the Main Event Mafia. It fucking basically ruined the goddamn company. Next, we have honorable mention to Click. I don't know. Everyone says the Click is a faction.
They weren't a faction.
But that's the thing. They're just fucking friends. Me and fucking Yuri the Black are friends. That doesn't mean we're a fucking faction. Next. Raven's Nest, ECW. I love ECW.
But we can always, with the whole Raven's Nest and ECW, we could always kind of bridge that into Raven's Flock in WCW.
Yeah, I think Raven's Flock in WCW is way better. I don't know. The ECW thing wasn't bad. It just wasn't like There was so much great shit.
It's
All
like
right.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I liked Raven in ECW, especially when he came back for that last run when he ended up becoming like tag team. Like I think he might have been heavyweight champion for a couple days, but he when he was tag team champion with Mike Awesome, that was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed that run.
No,
Right?
no. My
Because that's
favorite Raven is my favorite Raven of all time. And fucking tell me if this didn't happen all the time in WCW or WWE today. They did a storyline where Raven was a rich kid and Raven's character was fake, so they were kind of like breaking kayfabe because Raven's parents are very wealthy.
yeah,
He
I
was
saw the promo
yeah,
like fucking recently, dude. That was fucking amazing, and it's like, oh, Chris Canyon, you're like his best friend. Can you make sure he doesn't fall off the wagon? Can you go check on him? Oh yeah, cool. And then he somehow manages to use his silver tongue to go, hey Canyon, let's take a ride in this like fucking $200,000 fucking sports car. Let's spend some fucking money. We're not meant to be doing that, Scotty. Come on, it'll be fun. All right. And then they get into some sort of fucking trouble. Like,
no. That's not the story I'm talking about. That's garbage. The storyline that I like is that why does he act fucking poor? Why does he act like Raven? Why does he act like a fucking extra lord? And fucking
true.
they fucking go into his house and then like he's like the reason why I act like this is because I always wanted to be Roddy Piper. And then he looks at a fucking picture of Roddy Piper. And then you're like, oh fuck, Raven versus Roddy Piper. This is gonna be fucking awesome. It went nowhere. That was it. That was the end of the story. The end of the story of Raven being rich is he had a picture of Roddy Piper. That's it. That was the end. Yeah. This WCW had some great moments, but
I really enjoyed the whatchamacallit, because what was it? In Raven's flock, obviously it had Raven. Stevie Richards ended up coming along for the ride, which was kind of cool. Fucking what was it? Perry Saturn, Sick Boy, Reese, Billy Kidman. I really liked the whole Billy Kidman going through like this fucking emo phase being influenced by Raven. I thought that was really cool. And at the time, his finish of the Shooting Star Press was like groundbreaking shit. At the time, while he was doing the fucking Raven's Flock gimmick. And then it's like the two storylines that I really enjoyed. It's like they tried to get Chris Benoit away from the Horsemen and failed, but then they managed to convert and turn Scotty Riggs. I thought that was actually quite thing. And then it was like Raven's just like, what about me? What about Raven? All right, I haven't signed my contract. You want me to wrestle? No. Hey, Sick Boy, get in there and wrestle. Hey, Saturn, get in there and wrestle. And he used to send like the fucking flock members in his place. I thought that was fucking awesome, to the point where they fucking forced him. It's like, if you don't get in that ring since you've just signed that contract, you will be suspended, blah, 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 all this, all that. JJ Dillon fucking losing his shit. And I thought that was fucking like, that had me hooked from fucking day one. And after a while, everything kind of went up shit creek as per normal. Like, but I like the Ravens fucking WCW. I thought it was good.
next you have the Hart Foundation. I think they were pure money at any
Oh,
stage.
fuck yeah.
From Bret Hart to Anvil to Owen. You know, you had Davey Boy Smith there. Yeah, it was just fucking. It was
Oh,
pure
dude,
money.
I was
And
always
anytime
Owen
during the
Hart.
Hart Foundation was pure money.
Dude, I was always Owen Hart and a Brian Pillman guy. Fucking
Yeah.
two of my favorite wrestlers from that period of WWE. Hands down.
Next,
And it just really annoyed me that it was just constantly because of Bret Hart. Owen was always living in fucking Bret Hart's shadow. Right? Even when they did the fucking feud to each other, they pretty much like fucked Owen Hart. And it's like everything's Bret. But I always thought that Owen was the better wrestler, the better entertainer than Bret Hart. Sure.
I don't know. I just thought they were
Fucking
both amazing, to be honest.
Oh, you look, and I'm not going to turn around and say that Bret Hart's not amazing. I've just always like think, but then fucking Brian Pillman on the other hand, oh my god, the stories of Brian Pillman. Like if you've watched the what was it, the WWE documentary on the, I think what was it, the life of the loose cannon Brian Pillman or whatever it was. Fucking amazing documentary, yeah? Like, he took the whole kayfabe and being in character to the next level, right? To me, that's the epitome, right? In the right context, of course, of one person sticking with it where he's that loose cannon, doing fucking unpredictable bit, and half the people going, hang on, he's my mate, but what the fuck's going on? You get where I'm coming from? Like, going back to our kayfabe, like, referring back to our kayfabe, the episode about kayfabe, Brian Pillman was that, for me, that perfect element of kayfabe. But you only need, like I think you said, you only need, for certain instances, you only need that one guy in that promotion to uphold that shit. And Brian Pillman was just that, with the loose cannon character. No, call 911. That whole thing with Austin and then pulling out and firing on TV and fucking making a big deal. Mate, that was fucking ratings. That was ratings.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking badass. All right, hold on, dude. I'm reading Bleacher Report. I gotta fucking George Nolan. It's my 10 greatest pro wrestling stables of all time. And you know what? I'm on board. Whatever, dude. You honorable mention to Click. All right, hold on. And I just, because the next one, number 8, is god awful. And then I scrolled down. There's no one from Japan or Mexico. It's all American. All right, this is what made the fucking list over the original Bullet Club, over Chaos, over LIJ, over. All right, the Cabinet.
What about the old Team 2000 in New Japan?
Dude.
The offshoot faction from when the NWO kind of imploded.
Dude, there are so many great factions from Japan. And I understand, hey, dude, you know, hey, maybe Nolan over here is a fucking American. Maybe he doesn't look farther. But here's the thing. I don't mind if you pick all Americans to be in your fucking thing. I don't care if there's no luchas, there's no Japanese. Oh, yeah. But if the goddamn cabinet makes it, the cabinet, dude, I had to read who the fuck was in the cabinet to remember them. It was JBL and fucking douchebags. You're telling me no matter how much you hate New Japan, no matter how uneducated you are, you think the cabinet is better than every fucking faction?
No.
Wow. I didn't know what the cabinet was. I honestly didn't know what the cabinet was.
Like, JBL, fucking amazing. Yeah, one of the fucking best gimmicks to come around for fucking ages. It was fucking hilarious, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, like, the feud with Eddie Guerrero made fucking JBL, right? Hands down, that shit was the fucking best. Like,
then you got the Basham brothers, Amy Weber, Jillian Hall, and Orlando Jordan. I don't know who Amy Weber is. I was gonna play it cool. I wasn't gonna put her on blast. I have no fucking idea. It was probably just some diva. Jillian Hall is most famous for, like,
on the side of her fucking thing where the boogeyman fucking ripped it off and ate it.
That was her
fucking
thing. All right, what's her name? Amy Weber. All right.
Like, the next faction on that list.
She's just a hot girl. I don't remember her.
Yeah, neither do I.
I mean, she's attractive, but wow. Let's just get... JBL was awesome. The rest were bullshit. Nolan, good for you. I don't know, but come on, George Nolan. Are you fucking for real? All right, like, it was a stretch with Raven's Nest, but I feel like you had to get an ECW group in, even though I'd rather went with BWO or... You know what I mean?
You would have put on that list that was highly entertaining, though. That's not even on this list from ECW.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Network?
Oh, yeah. And Right to Censor from WWE.
On Colors, right? And then, I think, what was it? You had, like, Rhino, Tajiri. They eventually had Scotty Edwards, Scotty Riggs.
I don't mean
Jerry Lynn when he turned heel.
I don't mean to fucking pick on...
That shit was amazing.
I don't mean to pick on this fucking guy, but just say top 20 greatest WWE stables of all time, you know?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
It's like, dude, are you fucking for real? Like, here it is. You can go to any sweaty WWE fanboy and say the Cabinet or LIJ. Who are they going to pick? LIJ is huge.
Yeah, LIJ any day of the week, dude.
Yeah, like who the fuck the cabinet? You know, JBL amazing. Rest of you guys, fuck off. Next, you got the corporation in WWE, which was basically Vince McMahon. I'll just read the
But it's
list.
like if you got the
Briscoe.
corporation, how
Yeah.
could you not have the ministry or the corporate ministry on
Yeah.
not have that on the list with the American factions? Because both in their thing with the way that they fucking adapted it, it was fucking pretty good. It was pretty good.
So
I'm not gonna say it fucking wasn't.
the corporation was great, but it was the fucking it was the good guys going against the corporation that made it. If there's no Rock and no Stone Cold, that's boring as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the corporation isn't bad. I mean, if you're a WWE fan, it's a big part of history. Next you got Evolution, WWE. I got mixed feelings about Evolution because this is when I think WWE was at its worst.
Yeah,
I mean, now it
think
got
we had
worse
this
when John
conversation.
Cena came along. This is during the Dark Ages. This is like we're the only show in town. I mean, I love the Four Horsemen. I love Ric Flair. Big fan of Triple H. I hated Batista until he became Drax and retired. And Randy Orton is the safest wrestler in the universe. And if that equals great to you, then so be it. That doesn't equal great to me.
I kind of agree. It's like, don't get me wrong, I did kind of enjoy the whole thing with Evolution, and especially when they all started kind of imploding and turning on each other. I thought that was kind of cool.
I like the thumbs down.
But
That's about it.
It was kind of like, in a way, a revamped, overdone Four Horsemen, in a way. But it's like, I'm not going to knock each of their guys for their own individual things, I guess.
Yeah, but we're grading it. I'll knock the fuck out of Dave Batista. I love him. He is one of the greatest human beings alive. He is one of the worst pro wrestlers ever. Randy Orton is the safest fucking wrestler in the world, and if that equals great for you, that's great. Snuggle up with your pillow, sweetheart. Triple H is one of the greatest, but he slept his way to the top, but he still got the talent. And Ric Flair passed his prime, but is amazing.
Orton's good but repetitive.
Well, he's just so safe.
Yeah, he's just the same old shit with Randy Orton, everything they do with him.
Yeah. So.
And I'm like, as we know, and it's like I've said it pretty much like episode after episode, I don't have much of a fucking attention span. During this particular era, I think, yeah, it was all right, but anything fucking after that, or as like about halfway through that run and anything after that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just fucking Randy Orton all over again. And I'm like, wow, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Remember when it was Randy Orton, John Cena, Dave Batista? Wow, that was hard. That was fucking hard to get through. Those were hard times. That was the dark ages of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I say Evolution is absolutely right in the middle of the pack. They're not the shittiest group. I wish they stayed together longer, because then Ric Flair and Triple H could have hid Batista and Orton's weaknesses. We could have we could have got, if they stayed together for one more year, that means we would have got 200 less John Cena versus Orton matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, 200 less than a billion isn't much, but still, it would be nice.
But it's like that, like despite Triple H and Ric Flair, like people in their prime and stuff like that, it's that age-old saying from the Muppets of Statler and Waldorf, like this particular faction, they aren't half bad, but they ain't half good either.
Yeah.
If you get where I'm coming from, and it's like I'm not saying that to shit on them, like people will fucking chastise me. Triple H, hands down, at one point in time, was a fucking fantastic wrestler. As was Ric Flair. You're 100% on the fucking money about Orton being the safest and Batista not being, like, he
greatest
made money.
human being ever. Let it be known. He is an awesome human being. He is not a good pro wrestler. I mean, and, you know, at least he's got that over John Cena. John Cena's not a good wrestler, and he's not a good human being. At least Dave Batista is a good human being. Next.
Oh, yeah.
If you fucking ever fucking tapped your foot to fucking music, you gotta respect the fabulous Freebirds. AWA, NWA, WWE, UWF, WCCW, WCW, Michael Hayes, Buddy Roberts, Terry Gordy, and Jimmy Garvin. Usually three-man
But
team.
then what is it? Mr. Bad Street or whatever his
Bad
name was.
Street, Bad Street, GA, whatever. I don't know.
Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, Bad Street in the whole USA, and then I don't know the lyrics after that.
Yeah, I was a big Michael Hayes and Terry
Further
Gordy.
down the block
I love them all,
and the
dude.
better it got.
I love the
some
Fabulous Freebirds. I thought they were
Oh,
fucking
dude,
amazing.
they were fucking good.
And look at that. Look at all the fucking federations that we're to, and like that's why we need the territory days. AWA, NWA, WWE, UWF, WCCW, WCW. It's like, come on, man. Now, granted, WCW and NWA kind of combined, but man, it's way like I don't understand why WWE sweaties, and I hate to use that term, but really, what the fuck else you gonna use? I don't understand why they don't want competition.
I remember watching Terry Gordy. What was it? Was he a part of that IWA King of the Deathmatch tournament
I think
or
so.
something? Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
remember watching him in that, dude. Like the one where Cactus Jack beat Terry Funk in the main event, and it was like a 2-day event or something mental. And they had like fucking, I think, IWA like fucking Puerto Rico shit defended on the card, and fucking Victor Quinones and all that sort of shit like that. But dude, fucking fabulous Freebirds, man. It's just like even the fucking promos and stuff from Michael Hayes, you can't deny that guy's charisma when he was fucking switched on.
Yeah. And
Right.
but it was also it was great to see the Freebirds and others jump from company to company. It just made it feel more important. And I think that's what today's fans don't understand, because they see it as Vince McMahon's success is their success. Oh, there's competition. But it was great just to see the Fabulous Freebirds pop up in AWA, the NWA, WWE or / WWF at the time. It was just a fucking fun. It was like, oh my God, you know? I don't know.
What was it? Didn't they have like a absolutely awesome feud against like Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen? As well?
Yeah.
Like,
and they also had the Von Erichs in WWE. And I'm surprised Von Erichs aren't on the list, but I guess Von Erichs would be more of a family.
oh yeah.
And speaking
definitely.
of families, next, the Heenan family. Bobby the Brain Heenan. He's had AWA, Georgia Championship Wrestling, WWE, had some of my favorites, Sexy Yama Handsome father, alleged father,
Dude,
Rick Rude,
every single member,
Haku,
he
Mr.
made good.
Perfect. Let's just look at
Every
these.
single member Bobby Heenan made fucking good, if not better. Mr. Perfect was absolutely perfect with Bobby Heenan.
Yeah,
Even without Bobby Heenan, he was perfect. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't think, like, I think he should have been with Haku. I think he should have been with Andre. Should have been King Kong. Perfect and Rude didn't need him.
I didn't know that they actually had Angelo Poppa was a part of the stable at one point in time.
Yeah. Well, they had, because AWA. Because basically, Heenan called, wherever he went, he called it the Heenan family. They didn't really own the copyrights as much. That Andre the Giant, Hercules Hernandez, the Barbarian, the Islanders, Red Rooster, Brooklyn Brawler, the Brainbusters.
Red Rooster, good old Terry Taylor. And Terry Taylor was good, but they kind of just fucked him with the Red Rooster.
Yeah,
but Bobby Heenan fucking put him over like a motherfucker. Brainbusters, Tullianan from the Four Horsemen when they were having that issue with the NWA at the time, signed with WWE, joined Bobby. Then they went straight back to fucking, what was it, WCW, but then I think, what was it, Tully got on the nose because, like, they had a drug test. They ended up pulling his contract in WCW. And then I think that's when the fucking Four Horsemen started going up shit creek without a paddle because of fucking Ole Anderson and his fucking booking ideas, or the WCW booking ideas at that point in time.
Yeah.
Like, but man, like, obviously, what was it? It was like fucking, I think, what was it? Andre the Giant was like hot off that fucking, the whole body slam deal with Hulk Hogan, right? And then it was like, I think what they turned Andre face, and Bobby managed Big John Studd, and they had the $25,000 body slam match between Studd and Andre.
Yeah, and then he just threw the money away.
Yeah, like, mate, that was fucking amazing. But it's like, if you have a look at that list, each and every one of those people, like, fucking Bobby Heenan just made look like $1 million. Like, the Brooklyn Brawler, right? Hands down, one of the biggest fucking enhancement talents or job guys in the entire history of WWE. But fuck me, did Bobby Heenan put him over. Bobby Heenan put him over like a bitch. Like, fucking made him look like $1 million every time that he walked out. Bobby Heenan in tow got these massive friggin' boos. Mate, if you can take an enhancement talent and pair him with someone like Bobby Heenan is money.
Yeah, he's
Mate,
probably one of the best managers of all time.
In all seriousness, but like my personal opinion, between the Heenan family and the Four Horsemen, they should be the number 1 and 2 factions, if not tied first. Hands down. Like,
And the thing is, though, I think it's more because it's Bobby the Brain Heenan now. So I think, he carries kind of like with the JBL situation. Next, number 3 on this list, D-Generation X, which was basically a copy off NWO. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chyna, Rick Rude, Mike Tyson, X-Pac, New Age Outlaws, and Tori. I think...
Now I'm older. When I was a teenager, I used to love DX. Me and my mate people used to fucking hang shit on us for we used to give them the fucking DX. Suck it, you fucking morons. Now that I'm older, I look at them and I just think that they're a bunch of fucking adult dickheads trying to be teenagers.
Well, the thing is...
I'm not going to knock China, but...
Go ahead.
I'm not going to knock... Dude, I'm 100% not going to knock China. Shawn Michaels is a dickhead. That's just my opinion in terms of when they get the whole DX thing going. Triple H turns into a fucking dickhead when they get the DX thing going. I used to love the Outlaws. Loved X-Pac. Like, Rick Rude was there only for like a fucking cup of coffee. I wouldn't even necessarily consider him with them really. But like, Chyna ended up being like, once everything kind of dissolved and she broke away, fucking hell, she was a trailblazer in her own right. With being the first women, like one of the first women to fucking win like one of the fucking men's championships. It was like the IC belt or something, and she did her feuds for the fucking Divas or women's championship, fucking all that sort of shit. Then what was it? The first woman in the fucking Rumble. Man, like, but it's like I like, even with Shawn Michaels, I always thought Marty Jannetty was the better rocker.
Yeah, I think Marty Jannetty's a better rocker. I agree with that. Now, to me, I always thought D-Generation X was a copy of NWO until Mike Tyson hit. I just thought they were like, oh, okay, I know you already love Demolition. But to me, D-Generation X was the demolition of the NWO. I was like, oh, yeah, fucking okay, cool. All right, you copied. Got it. And then when fucking Mike Tyson hit, that's when I was like, oh, these fucking guys hit it at another level. I honestly think... to this day, and I know Vince has talked about it, I know Triple H has talked about it, and other WWE people, I think to this day, Mike Tyson saved WWE. If you don't have that Mike Tyson Stone Cold moment where he's in, D-Generation X, if you don't have that moment, I don't think they win the war. I think WCW just takes him out of business. I think... and that's why, like, people, like, when they say there's a celebrity wing and all that, the only celebrity that fucking saved that goddamn company was Mike Tyson. Because they were everywhere on SportsCenter. They were everywhere, and Mike Tyson saved them.
But, like, when he turned around and slugged Shawn Michaels, that was, like, the shot that was heard around the fucking wrestling world. It was like, they're like, oh, fuck. And, dude, like, when he sided with Austin... the whole place went fucking bananas.
Yeah.
It was so over. And it was like, what? Like, I vaguely remember watching, like, that D-Generation X pay-per-view as well. Like, way back when. That was, I think, a weird pay-per-view from memory.
Yeah. So, D-Generation X has a special spot, but Mike Tyson saved the company. Next, number 2... which I think a lot of people put number 1. So, you know what? I shit on... who's this guy?
Believe it or not, I'm actually wearing their hoodie and their hat right now.
Nice.
Believe it or not.
I shit on George Nolan, but I respect that he made this number 2 because most people would have ranked him number 1. Number 2,
Oh, yeah.
the New World Order, WCW, New Japan, WWE. Probably one of the biggest factions, probably one of the biggest heel turns of all time with Hollywood
The
Hulk
way it
Hogan.
was executed, it
And,
revolutionized the business. The way it
and
was executed, I'm saying.
yeah, and on top of all that, it's like if they just kept it small. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If they kept it
have a look at the
5,
notable
6
members.
guys. Oh my God! Let me just read the. Shh! Can I have a moment of silence? I'm gonna read all the notable members. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Ted DiBiase. Why? The Giant, NWO Sting. Why? Why? 6, Vincent. Why? Miss Elizabeth, Eric fucking Bischoff, Buff Bagwell, VK Wall Street, Chono, Big Bubba Rogers, Scott Norton, Randy Savage, Dennis Rodman. I was pro Dennis Rodman. The Great
I love Rob.
Muda, Conan, Kurt Hennig. I'm going to take a drink. Hold on. Hold on. It's a long
You want me to
list.
continue from there?
Ah, now I got it. Rick Rude, Dusty Rhodes. What the fuck? Why? Scott Steiner, Saito, Tenzin, Kojima, Akara, Goto, Brian Adams. Why? Big Titan. I don't remember. Disciple. I don't know who you are. Bret Hart.
Big Titan was in Japan.
Why? Horace Hogan. Double Y. Stevie Ray. Kurt Hennig. Lex Luger. Why? Sting. Wait, NWO Sting and Sting. I got to.
Yeah, Wolfpack dude.
God, I hate my life.
I
Rick
still
Stein-
shake my head at that.
Rick Steiner, why? David Flair, why? Tori Wilson, Disco fucking Inferno, Barry Windham,
Why?
Jeff Jarrett, Harris Brothers, Booker T, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels and NWO. What the
In the WWE run, it was absolutely stupid. When he was, I think, he was either the WWF or WWE commissioner or some shit like that, and then joined the NWO, and fuck they.
Oh my God! And I think we're done. At least that's all we know from this list. There's probably a hell of a lot more.
It was like the way that I look at, like, I'm a big Eric Bischoff fan, right? We all know that I'm a pro wrestling manager, and Eric Bischoff, I absolutely love. He is one of my heroes, one of my fucking idols. He is the reason that Yuri the Black wears a fucking black leather motorcycle jacket. He is the reason why I do that. Just the fucking NWO, hands down, I will say, is my favorite faction of all time. I'm wearing right now, as we do this podcast, my new NWO hat that I picked up the other day. Picked it up for like fucking $40, fucking wrap.
Dude, how
Yeah.
fucking expensive are hats?
Oh,
Like, seriously, what the fuck?
Oh, they're fucked. They're fucked. And I'm wearing my fucking WWE NWO hoodie. That actually looks pretty good. It's the black hoodie, got the logo, and then it actually got the New World Order on the down the arm. Mate, like, I was always an NWO guy. I was NWO since day one. Going into this, I was a massive Razor Ramon fan. I loved Razor Ramon. Scott Hall, fuck. At the time, one of the best workers going around. Right? And, like, it's just the way that everything unfolded, and then everything kind of got a little bit shit soon as they fucking added like the 20 other fucking people.
You know what's weird about that? I just want to add something because, you know, a lot of people compare them to the Bullet Club, even though the original Bullet Club wasn't as much NWO as it is now. They didn't even fucking learn from it, dude. They didn't even fucking learn from it. It's like, Jesus, Jeff Jarrett. Okay, first off, I love Jeff Jarrett. Okay, slap nuts. But how is Jeff Jarrett in NWO, and how is he in Bullet Club? How?
Yeah, I kind of don't get that.
I love you, Jeff Jarrett. Hell, dude, I'm one of the few people that supported your long title run. Because you respected the fans enough to be heel. Fuck you, Cena. But
I've got a feeling, like, Disco Inferno, right? The reason why he was in it, Scott Hall fucking, I remember watching, like, a shoot interview with Scott Hall, and they commented on Disco Inferno in the NWO, and Scott Hall sang high praises for the Disco Inferno. You want to know why? Because he was happy to go ahead and do a lot of bumping for Scott Hall and doing stuff, and it's like he goes, I didn't have to bump hardly in any of my matches, or hardly had to do bits and pieces, because what I needed to do, I could have got Disco to do, and Disco fucking nailed it every time. He fucking just put him over. Scott Hall loved having Disco with him every time that he walked out there.
We had to suffer because Scott Hall didn't want to wrestle.
Yeah.
And of course, the greatest group of all time, according to this Bleacher Report, and my heart.
Oh,
I mean, I love
sorry
Lij.
to go
I
back-
love IJ. I love, I love all these factions. I love the teams in
Sorry to
Dragon
go
Gate.
back to the NWO.
Oh, okay,
There's one
back to
person
NWO.
on the list. Sorry to cut you off, Dave, and to talk over you. There's one person on the NWO list that they didn't fucking put on that list. The NWO referee, Nick Patrick.
I fucking hate my life.
Why? I fucking love Nick Patrick. That shit was fucking amazing. I loved it when they had fucking Nick Patrick on the payroll. It was fucking awesome. It was dodgy as fuck. He invested an entire pay-per-view. It was fucking stupid, but it was so good.
It was horrible. If I ever get the book again to run a wrestling company, no matter how big or small, pitch a fucking crooked referee idea, and you'll be out of the creative meetings. Hard to crooked. Oh god.
You know what? I might actually pitch a crooked referee idea to fucking.
And I'll be like, put down your pad, sir. Get the fuck out of the room. You're fired.
I give you permission to berate me if I manage to get it to pass, yeah?
Oh, brother.
You can curse me.
So, and the last one I think is the greatest of all time, and because they didn't fuck it up. They didn't add a fucking Jay White. They didn't add Virgil. They didn't fucking add Yano. They didn't add
Two members that
Yoshihashi.
were out of place.
The
There was two members out of place for the
four horsemen.
this
But
faction.
here's the thing about the four horsemen. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but they're like, there's only got to be fucking four of them. You know? Virgil's not going to fucking make it if there's only four. You got...
Two members that were out of place, though, but we'll get to that.
All right, so let's check out the members. Of course, everyone knows Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, Tully Blanchard, James J. Dillon, Lex Luger, which was weird, but big muscle man. And yeah, Barry Windham, of course. Sting. Why? Why does Sting get everywhere? I fucking hate you, Sting. Like, I don't hate you, but I hate you. Sting is in every fucking shitty faction ever. I might make a faction and book Sting for one fucking day just to be in it.
But it's like, I think even Ric Flair turned around and go, he's like, Sting's one of my best friends. I love Sting. But he didn't need the four horsemen. What the fuck were they thinking? And I think he said about the same about Lex Luger as well.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. But
Sid
he
Vicious.
actually need it.
Sid Vicious was so. Paul Roma, poor guy. Brian Pillman, Chris Benoit, not bad at all. Steve Mongo McMichael, well, he had celebrity status, but that was bad. Kurt Hennig and Dean Malenko. So there's a couple shit ones, but at least these guys weren't all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Factions.
Barry Windham.
What?
Shit. He was amazing.
Yeah, Barry Windham is beyond amazing. All right. Four Horsemen, great. All right. I see no New Japan here. I see no Dragon Gate here. I see none of the fucking luchadors, you know. But outside of that, not a bad list. Respect for not putting NWO fucking there. But here's my question for you. What is the magic number that's too many? If you have a set tag team, I say 6. If you go more than 6, it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I'd say cap it at 5 or 6. Anything beyond that is a bit overkill. Like, look,
4
I
horsemen,
love
4
that.
Ninja Turtles, 4 Musketeers.
Yeah,
Always 4.
exactly, right?
That's a joke. Who's gonna correct me? Who's it gonna be?
Like,
Who's in the comments? Is it gonna be
dude,
Yuri? Go ahead.
well, so like when it comes to the Four Horsemen, right? You like, I think at least with all the original sort of members, and then soon as they started replacing bits and pieces of people, the first few replacements and stuff were fucking perfect, right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like Ric Flair in his fucking prime. Like, obviously, by the end of it, he was a 16-time world champion, one of the best wrestlers that can go fucking Broadways every fucking night.
And it
And
wasn't
still
one.
fucking,
It wasn't one spoiled billionaire giving it to his toy. He had to earn that fucking title because he had to be voted on by multiple people and multiple companies, and the companies had to trust him to make money. Ric Flair
and
had to make money to stay champion. John Cena
What?
had it thrust upon him because Vince had to prove a point.
and I think in a tag team aspect, it doesn't matter if it was fucking Arn and Ole or fucking Arn and Tully.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Fuck me. They were They were in any combination of those three, absolutely amazing fucking wrestlers in a tag team. Fucking really good. Then fucking obviously as soon as Ole fucking got dropped, they brought in what, Wyndham? Fucking Wyndham, absolutely amazing. Then fucking they brought in Sid, yeah, Sid. Sid, you leave it, take it or leave it, I think, but I'm not going to shit on Sid. He was a good big man.
It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. He was the evolution of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
He's the evolution of the Four Horsemen.
Like Lex Luger and Sting did not need to be in the factions, as we
No.
mentioned a little bit earlier. Like Luger, like he wasn't. I wouldn't necessarily say he wasn't overly the best wrestler, but he was over at least during the fucking NWO era. So he was like the fucking a bit of the hero, the company hero, I guess. Sting was another company hero. I always enjoyed Surfer Sting over the Pro Sting.
Oh, a million times a billion. Fuck Crow Sting. Fuck Joker Sting. Beach Sting for life.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, no, dude. Like I said, with the whole like growing up with wrestling, that episode that we did. Like I said, one of my first WCW figures was like I actually had what was it? It was like the Sting with the peach tights and the blue and black makeup. Like that was one of my first WCW figures that I ever got.
Yeah, it's awesome. Here's my thing too. When you get older, like me and Yuri the Black, and you're old as fuck, you're quick to say "fuck it, I'm out." But as a kid, you are pretty patient. I remember Sting coming out as Crow instead of fucking Beach Sting, and that might have been my first "fucking I'm out." I'm out. Didn't buy it for a second. Little fucking Koco despised it day one. They're like, because you remember that Sting was supposed to return, and then he came out as the Crow, and little fucking Orphan Annie Koco there was like, fucking I'm out. Fuck this guy.
In a way, I think like I did enjoy it in the beginning, but I think it was like it just fucking but right. There's always a but, yeah. I think it was just they took too long for something to happen with the fucking Crow, and I'm kind of like, is that all? He's fucking dropping from the ceiling, clearing out the ring. He might attack or he might kidnap one of the NWO guys, and it's like, you fucking what? I'm like, really? Is that all?
Yeah.
I found the feuds with Diamond Dallas Page and the NWO so much better than fucking anything that Sting did. And when he was the Crow.
No, he fought Muda, he fought Flair, Clash of Champions. No, his whole career, his best part of his career was when he was Beach Sting.
Yeah,
the thing is,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
and there wasn't dirt sheets back then, but there was like rumors and thoughts, and like I remember me and my fucking the adults in my life were like, oh, he must be injured, that's why he sucks. Like. We literally thought Sting was injured. That's why he turned into the Crow and sucked. We're like, oh man, he must have a broken fucking back, because who the fuck would want to do that?
Yeah, you look, thinking about it now, you've got a point.
I didn't do jack
Um,
shit.
like Pretty Paul Roma, I think he was just a victim of circumstance, unfortunately. Ric Flair fucking did not like him. He was just slotted in there at the mercy of the fucking creative staff. Yeah, Flair was not impressed. I think to this day there's a little bit of beef between Flair and Roma. Like, but Paul Roma, anything away from the Four Horsemen, he was a decent hand. Like, he wasn't bad to watch in the ring. Like, I know it might have been a bit tacky, but I always enjoyed him and Hercules Hernandez's Power and Glory. Like, I was just a sucker for tag team wrestling, yeah? Like
Yeah.
that. It wasn't the best, but it was all right. It was entertaining. Managed by the Slickstar. I thought that was all right. Now, and then it was like, soon as what was it? It was like Rick, Arn, was it Pillman and Benoit? Or was it Pillman and Malenko? That next carnation of the Horsemen was like the one with Pillman in it. That was fucking really good. Or did they even have Malenko and fucking Benoit in it? And then kind of Pillman disappeared. Then I think Arn took a step out. Fucking Mongo. They put Mongo in. Like you said, star power. Mongo was star power. And he was a champion footballer. I'm not going to freaking turn around and shit on him for that. Deborah McMichael somehow ended up divorcing him and going to WWE and marrying Steve Austin. How that happened, I have zero fucking idea. Oh no, went with Jeff Jarrett, and then fucking how he ended up with Stone Cold. How she ended up with Stone Cold, I'll never know.
Listen, if you're a pro wrestler, don't bring your girl to the shows.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly. Fucking the whole deal with Kurt Hennig turning on fucking Ric Flair, slamming his fucking hand in the cage to join the New World Order. Like, Kurt Hennig was a perfect fit, but it was like, if you're gonna get fucking paid more money to think, would you rather get paid more money to go fucking to change? Like, you get where I'm coming from? Really?
Say that again?
Like, the way that I look at it, right? If you're either gonna get paid more money or get an even bigger spotlight on you, what would you rather do? You would rather go to where the spotlight and the money is, right? Not to say that the Horsemen weren't thing, but they kind of did get overshadowed by the NWO. Because the spotlight was on the NWO during that time.
Yeah. Well, also, too, they booked it pretty poorly where, like, they just didn't give the Four Horsemen a shot, and they also made the NWO so big that it became boring. And that's why, like, nowadays New Japan is too busy beating up YouTubers, and, you know, I don't know what they're doing. They're just not good. They have the best athletes in the world, but ran by idiots. But when they were in their prime, I liked it when they had like 4, 5, 6 factions, and the factions were small. That's how we run KocoSports Stream. I like that. A lot of people's like, oh, you have too many factions. You have too many factions. That's what's going on AEW. You don't have too many factions if you make it clear that this is a 4 or 5 man team. They're on this team, and then you have battles and teams. Dragon Gate fucking dominates at this. It's like, that's the team. That's, you know what I mean? But the problem with New Japan now is they switch the titles and the teams, and they don't pay attention to it as much. But when you do it right, like Dragon Gate, or you do it right, like New Japan in its prime, it's pretty amazing. So a lot of people right now are complaining about AEW and too many factions. You don't complain about it if it's done well. It's kind of like watching Disney Plus and Marvel. No one complained about being too many superheroes because it was well written.
The thing that shits me the most, Dave, like, and I'm going to use Bullet Club as the prime example, right? Because, like you said, it's all about this swapping, chopping, and changing. It's like, 1 minute they had, like, fucking the, I should know his name. He's a prolific Aussie guy. And then he ended up just up and jumping to Chaos. And then it was like, Ally J had, like, Evil, and then, look at this. They had a whole good run. Oh, look at this. He's gone ahead, turned on them, and joined fucking Bullet Club. And it's kind of like, and you get where I'm coming from with all this fucking chopping and changing, and it's
Yeah,
like,
without a doubt.
but
Listen,
it's
listen.
always like
You
I have
shouldn't.
somebody from another faction to jump to Bullet Club. Why? They don't need to do it that much. It just kills
You
the
shouldn't
power.
jump. Yeah, you shouldn't jump factions unless it's gonna make a magazine cover.
But it worked with Kurt Hennig jumping from the Horsemen to the NWO. But the Four Horsemen fucking were hard done by. If you think about it, because they kind of got buried almost under 6 feet of shit and victim of bad booking.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think you can have enough factions. You just have to not panic and not have them switch. Because not of that, but like, look at famous, I don't know, like Transformers. You can have a feud. Starscream and Megatron had a feud. But Starscream didn't go out and create the fucking Starbots or the GoBots.
Yeah.
They fucking no. You can have
They
a
just
feud
always
over
give us
leadership. You
bottom
can
line
have a
stuff.
feud over, hey, I want that goddamn title. But to switch factions as much as they do, it's just like, all right. Because here's the problem. If you're not a super fucking nerd that corrects everything, you don't know who the fuck are on these factions. Not a clue. But if let's say Evil went to LIJ or went to Bullet Club, but no one else jumped ship, we'd shit our pants. But
Oh yeah.
but Evil went to Bullet Club, and no one shit their pants. And then the people that blindly defend New Japan, I'd be like, well, they had a video package. They've been planning this the whole time. Okay, now either they are the worst storytellers ever with the greatest plan, or you're full of shit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just think you could do factions, but... Because here's the thing. All these factions sucked fucking balls when it came to having too many members or switch, except the Horsemen. And do you know why Mr. Perfect worked? Mr. Perfect didn't work because of the NWO. Mr. Perfect worked because of the Four Horsemen.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, that's the Four Horsemen. We don't fucking turn our back on each other. So
They were all known for their work ethics, right? And he was the embodiment of he could go out there and do all kinds of matches, get himself over, get his opponents over, and he could keep up with the likes of obviously your Ric Flairs, your Arn Andersons, your Tullys, your Wyndhams, your all of that shit.
well,
right?
it's not. There's that, but it's not even that. It's just that not many people turn their back on the Horsemen. Everyone and their mother turned their back on NWO or joined.
Yes.
It's, to steal like Pokemon Go reference here. I was doing anything to get to level 40. I was like, this is my life goal. I want to get to level 40 Pokemon. They're like, oh, now it's to 50. I'm out. It's like, oh, it's my goal to be a 4 horseman. But if there's 27 horsemen, who gives a fuck? Oh, I mean, the NWO. Who gives a fuck? Virgil's in the NWO. Disco Inferno's in the NWO. Who gives a fuck? Bullet Club. They had the original 3 and then added the Young Bucks. That was an honor to join that Bullet Club. Now, unless you're that fucking nerd that has to defend New Japan Wrestling no matter what, you don't know who the fuck's in the Bullet Club.
That's
The only person that knows who's in the Bullet Club is the person that will blindly defend anything New Japan does. No one that says
right now, except for fucking what is it, Prince Devitt's fucking seat
chair.
The
It's Prince
fucking
Devitt's
ruler's
chair, sir.
bro.
Show some respect, okay?
Prince Devitt's chair, fucking
God is there. God's still there,
Part
right?
of him, even though he's the commentator.
Gorillas of Destiny.
Destiny. I think Evil, Switchblade,
Oh yeah.
Gato and Ghetto. I think
Kento. I think Kento's there. Or not Kento. Kenta. I said Kento. Sorry.
And
Kenta.
then I'm pretty sure that there's fucking about
Let's
4
go.
other
Let's go
people
fucking
around
find
there.
out. Let's see how close we were. I'm kind of proud of ourselves. I didn't think we were gonna get that
Yeah,
close.
I know, right? Dude, and I haven't watched bloody
Bullet
New
Club.
Japan in at least about 2 or 3 years.
All right, Bullet Club members. Holy shit, I picked the wrong one. Prince Devitt's leadership. AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White's leadership, 2019 to present. Current members. Bad Luck Fale. Okay, that's Prince Devitt's chair. Chase Owens. Okay, why?
Oh, Takahashi.
Dick Tongo. Why? Dick Togo. Why? El
Sorry, Dick
Fantasma,
Togo is a Bullet Club
why?
member?
I guess so. Evil. Why? Ghetto. Why? I know he's been there for a while. Hikalu. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. I'm moving on. Jado. Why?
Hikuliu.
Jay White.
Yeah.
Why? Kenta. Why? Ishimori. Okay. Tomatonga. He can stay.
That's right,
Loa.
Ishimori's Bone Soldier.
Yeah. And Takahashi. So there you go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And the
But
leader.
the thing is, Togo, Phantasmo, Hikuleo, like those three, you barely even see them with the Bullet Club, if you think about it. It's all the rest of them that are, it's like, what is it? Takahashi, like Fale, Takahashi.
There's only
Chase
2
Owens
founding
and Tomatonga.
members. Bad Luck Fale and Tonga. Tomatonga.
Yeah,
That's
like
it.
probably about the 4 longest serving members.
So
Takahashi, yeah, Takahashi, Tamatonga,
is Evil or Jay White
Owens
the leader?
and Fale.
I don't know. We
But
don't
it's
even know
like
who the
everyone
fuck
else.
the leader is.
I mean, isn't the leader like fucking Jay White or some shit?
Well, that's what they say, but then they say the 6th leader is Evil. But now it says it's Jay White's reign. I don't know, dude.
Really?
Just done.
That's fucking weird. Unless that they're unless that they're fucking dual leaders maybe. And Farley's always been like the general, I guess,
Yeah.
the sub general.
Anyway, too many members. That's
What
the point.
fuck? Frankie Kazarian was a fucking member? Are you fucking
Dude,
kidding me?
everyone was
He
a
was in
member.
there for a month.
Everyone. Jeff Jarrett was a member. When Jeff Jarrett, and I love Jeff Jarrett, but once you're a member,
Man, like
we
Comandante?
should make
Who
a
the fuck's
fucking
that?
we should make a fucking faction just called Faction. It's just Lex Luger, Sting, and Jeff Jarrett. Welcome to Faction.
part-time member Gino Gambino. What's note 4? Let me have a look. All right, this member never officially left the stable. The date represents the final appearance as a member. So like he is still pro. Like I love Gino, great guy. Yeah, like, and I think like he was there during that particular period where he was having issues with fucking Kenny Omega from memory when I think he joined because he's really good friends with Fale.
Here's the thing that fucking is gonna get me some heel heat in the Bullet Club community. Kenny Omega was right. The Elite was right. Like, there's just fucking too many members. Like, you know, Kenny Omega is like, here, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, we're the Elite. And they're like, well, are you in the Bullet Club? Yeah, kind of, but we're the Elite because there's just too many members. You know, like, oh, you got Kenny Omega and fucking... Yeah.
Part-time members, fucking random as fuck. Scott D'Amore.
Nice. Oh, yeah, because he came with Jeff Jarrett. They came together.
Yeah.
They were best pals.
Sorry, Robbie Eagles is the Aussie guy who ended up defecting to Chaos because they
And it pissed
did a
me off
whole-
because his Bullet Club shirt was awesome. I was going to buy it. I honestly didn't know who he was. I was at a New Japan shop, and I was like, that's a cool shirt. I was like, it's Robbie Eagles. I was like,
He wrestled predominantly for PWA Australia, based out of New South Wales, and he was quite a fixture at Melbourne City Wrestling down here where I am, like the top promotion here.
Like, here's an
and
idea.
it's really good for a high flyer.
Do it like Dragon Gate. Like, have fucking six teams, 6 members each, and if you can't get on one of those teams, you're not in the fucking league. God forbid if there was fucking standards for pro wrestlers.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
That
factions. Sometimes great, sometimes Virgil. I think that's how we should end it. You're in the black,
Yeah.
plug your stuff.
I'm not arguing that point, bro. You get the nail. It's fucking, dude. Virgil, Dixie Carter, whatever you want to call it, or like fucking autumn. So that's one scale or the other. I can't argue that point, Dave. You've got me on that one.
All right, plug your stuff. Tell them about Pigeon Pack Wrestling. Tell them about Yuri the Black's.
Oh, Pigeon Pack
Tinder.
Wrestling, fuck it. You really love to rev me up, you asshole. All right, guys, Yuri the Black here. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Yuri the Black, at twitch.tv/Yuri the Black. I'm currently not streaming at the present time, but I will eventually come back to do that. As well as that, you can find me on Facebook. Just search for Yuri the Black. Also, please smash a follow for Premier Pro Wrestling on Instagram, PPW Nation. Also, look for AIWF Australia, GCW, which is Gold Class Wrestling, on Facebook. Also, GCW Brand on Instagram. But remember, make the PPW Nation stronger. Follow the owner, Yuri the Black. As well as that, also you can find our lovely podcast, at the Slow Burn, at kslowburn.podbean.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and YouTube under KocoSports. Please do us a favor, like, subscribe, smash a follow, share on all things. Dave, plug all your shit now, bro.
DaveCoco.com. I write books, I stream, and all that fun stuff. Stream on twitch.tv/KocoSports. This will be up on YouTube, KocoSports. Also on Koco Plays, me and Yuri the Black hosts something called KocoSports Stream, where a bunch of us from the Internet Infantry make teams, and we do a simulation league, and we got to make sure to start rocking those. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on everything Yuri the Black said. And with that, I am over. Hey, ba-dum, bum,